Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Arif Zakwan. Over the past few months, I've been spending my time completing my industrial training here at CCM Polymer. This internship serves as my final assessment before officially wrapping up my diploma journey. Today, I'm going to show you what exactly I did, what I learned, and how I apply my studies into the real-world plant operations during my internship. First and foremost, what exactly is CCM Polymer? CCM Polymer is a leading manufacturer of high-performance specialty chemicals, primarily focused on the rubber glove industry. It is based in Bandar Baru Bangi. The company designs and produces advanced polymer coatings, dispersion systems, and emulsion chemicals. In 1930, the company started out operating as a subsidiary of Imperial Chemical Industries, or ICI. Back then, early operations were focused on fertilizer production to support Malaysia's agricultural development. In 2008, CCM took a big step forward by acquiring Delta Polymers, a polymer coating specialist based right here in Bandar Baru Bangi. This facility was later renamed, and by 2016, it was officially rebranded as CCM Polymers, the name we know today. In 2021, a major milestone happened when CCM became a wholly owned subsidiary of Batu Kawan Berhad, BKB. The move joined CCM with BKB's large integrated chemical and logistics group, making its market position even stronger. Today, CCM is one of the major pioneers of polymer solutions for the glove industry in Malaysia. So basically, here at CCM Polymer, our main product lines focus on three core areas. Polymer anti-tack agents under the name iChloron, which prevent gloves from sticking together. Polymer release agents under the name Cyclaron, which helps gloves strip cleanly off their molds. And specialized cleaning agents known as cleaner. Now that you know what company does, let's talk about my role. During my internship, I was appointed to the operations department, which put me right in the middle of both the production and quality assurance processes. My main day-to-day task was to work closely with the team and observe the end-to-end production process. However, alongside my daily routine on the plant floor, I was also assigned a few specific projects. Let's look at some of those. My first project was to monitor the facility's water distribution system. The main problem we faced was that the water was not dispensing according to the actual set point parameters. This issue resulted in an efficiency issue because the worker need to wait manually. To tackle this issue, the method I used was to closely record the daily water dispense data. This allowed me to track the exact variance of each mixer. By analyzing this data over time, a clear pattern started to emerge. Because the water distribution system in Lot 32 is completely interconnected and continuous, we discovered that the water pressure drops significantly and gets affected whenever multiple mixers dispense at the same time. Firstly, do a routine inspection and recalibration of the whole system. This is to ensure that there is no air entrapment in the system and there is no problem on the control valve. Secondly, implement a staggered batching schedule. Coordinate with the operation team to schedule water dispensing cycles, meaning that each mixer takes turns to dispense water before using it for production. Moving on to my second project, understanding the overall operations and production flow here in Lot 32. This involved studying of how raw materials are handled, how hazardous chemicals are stored, and the entire end-to-end production process. Everything starts when a customer places an order. Every day, a checklist is given to the workers to ensure that everyone understands their specific task. The checklist contains key details like the product name, batch number, batch size, and the packaging type. Once the checklist is ready, the batching team prepares the raw materials and the production team loads them into the main mixer. There are three main ways to charge the raw materials into the mixer. Firstly, using an AODD pump. This is typically used for water-based raw material. Second, direct pouring. This is used for thicker raw materials and oil-based liquids. Last but not least, pre-mixing. This is done for powders or gel-like materials to ensure that it is dispersed properly in the mixture. Once everything is inside, the mixing process uses a high shear blade and runs for about 2 to 3 hours. Crucially, before any products can move forward, it must pass a strict quality control test. Samples are taken to the lab to verify parameters like total solid content, pH, viscosity, and form height. After mixing is complete, the finished goods are packaged into either IBC tanks, metal drums, or plastic drums. An interesting challenge we face is that some products like cycloron produce a high amount of foam. To handle this, these products are usually left overnight and the foam is manually scooped off the next day before being shipped to the customer. If a product happens to be rejected by the quality control, it is not wasted. It undergoes a rework process and sent back as a new fresh and new batch. After my time in operations, my internship continued at the Research and Development Department, R&D, where I was appointed for a 3-week period. My main project in R&D was to fully understand the glove dipping process. During this rotation, I was focusing on making NBR and NR glove. The entire process followed 3 main steps. First is blending, second is compounding, and third is dipping process. Blending is a process to prepare the solutions and chemical like iclaron, cyclaron, and cleaner, which is going to be used in the dipping process. Compounding is a process where we use the product that has been blended in the blending process and we dilute it, we add other chemicals that acts as a curatives before we use it for dipping process. And dipping process is where clean ceramic molds known as foamer are dipped into the chemical and latex compound to form the actual glove layer. And this is, as you can see, a glove dipping process production flow that is being used in this process. A major part of my learning here was understanding what happens when things go wrong. I am analyzing the defects of the gloves. I conducted glove dipping and studied the common glove defects such as pinhole, tears, rough surfaces, and also lumps. Through this project, I learned how sensitive the chemical formulation is. Even a tiny change in temperature or mixing time can completely change how the polymer coats the mold. It taught me how to troubleshoot product quality from a scientific level. The most challenging part in the glove dipping process is to maintain a perfectly uniform rotation of the foamer and then to ensure a smooth, steady dip into the latex without allowing the ceramic foamer to touch the walls of the tank. Apart from the project, I also want to talk about the culture and environment at CCM Polymer. CCM is a very progressive company. They always keep things up to date. For example, they regularly do stock counts, share safety tips, and look for ways to make our daily work easier and more efficient. Most importantly, CCM truly cares about their workers. They always make sure we are safe and we have everything we need. Everyone here works together as one big team. They also held a fun events to celebrate the staff's hard work. This shows that the company doesn't just care about making profit, they care about the people too. Being in such a friendly environment made my internship really enjoyable. In conclusion, my time at CCM Polymer has been an incredible learning experience. From monitoring the water distribution systems in operations to understanding the glove dipping process in R&D, I have learned so much about what it takes to run a successful manufacturing plant. Most importantly, I learned that the real engineering relies heavily on teamwork, precision, and strong culture of safety. I would like to say a huge thank you to my supervisors and the entire operation team at CCM Polymers for guiding me throughout these past few months. This industrial training has prepared me so well for the next chapter of my life. Thank you for having me here. I really learned a lot from you guys. I wish you guys all the best and good luck. See you again sometimes and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.